Welcome back to the City Talk.
Hey,
I am your host, Tony J. These are my co-hosts, East J, China, and we got a lot of special guests for you guys today. Full panel today. We got Bruh Pastor Brandon. Bruh Pastor Brandon. And we got the Reverend, the Doctor, Pastor Lorenzo Fields. And we got none other than my daddy, East Dad, Pastor Tony Jones.
Good job.
All this power, all this power.
Yes, listen, we is going to give y'all something to think about, something to help you. If you don't grow off this panel today, then you need to ask yourself, is something wrong with me? Do I really want to grow?
Look in that mirror.
Rewatch it, hit replay.
Yeah, because it's too much powerful information up here for you to stay the same. So, as always, we like to start with our special guest today. So we're going to start with the Reverend Dr. Pastor Lorenzo Fields. Take it away from us.
The one of the realm. You ain't telling the topic. What we gonna talk
I'm sorry. Listen, I got caught up in all the power, y'all.
Flash on.
He was drunk.
I was drinking with power. No, so today we're going to be talking about having healthy confrontations, how to properly address issues for a better tomorrow. Yes. Now, if that ain't a lot to think about, take it away, Pastor Field.
Well, you talk about, having healthy confrontations. I think that, as I said in the prayer earlier, we have to be in the right position. And we have to be in a position where we can hear. And the word says, be slow to speak. And if we would be slow to speak and quickly to hear, then we can have a healthy conversation, have a healthy confrontation. And we can't leave out the word healthy. Because for everybody to benefit, we all have to be in a position to hear. And I think that's why sometimes it takes so long for us to be able to come to the table, because we get caught up in our emotions about whatever situation that it is. And if we can get over ourselves and our emotion, then we'll get in a position to hear, and we can hear what the position that other people are in, and we'll be able to come to an agreement a lot faster than what we are now. So I work in the school system, and when you've got 1,200 kids on that campus, 80 staff, you've got to be a pastor all day. So you're wearing all types of hats, but you got to deal with one person one way, another person another way. You can't go to a person as quickly as you can go to another one. And you got to know the right thing to say at the same time. And you've got to be, and one thing I've learned in the school system is that it's all about, can you get people to move? Whether you can get them to move when they don't want to be at work, can you get them to move when they are at work, but you still have got to have a pleasant demeanor, and you got to be in a position to always hear what they're saying before you can speak to what they're saying and where they are.
Wow. And you know what? As you was talking, that kind of reminded me of, it's making a decision in the morning before you get to your place of work or your place of business to say, hey, listen, I'm going to be this way, or I'm going to make sure I have a pleasant demeanor. I'm going to make sure that if confrontation arises, that I'm not going to be the one that pop off first and say something that's disrespectful. And we are human, we have those days, but I believe it's everyone have choice, and it's a choice to get in, make this small situation even bigger than what it is, or you can keep it small and minimize the damage that you do to yourself and others.
Right.
Well, I think you have to, again, like you were saying, and I agree with that, you have to say to yourself, I'm going to be the bigger person. and I'm going to make sure, the scripture said, hear the conclusion of the whole matter. And so we allow them to say what they need to say, and then you have to make that conscious decision that I'm going to diffuse the issue if they come off or pop off and get angry. With two angry people would never solve anything. So somebody has to be the bigger person and say, well, you know what, I'm going to be settled, and then I'm going to hear what you have to say. And the Bible says a soft answer
Turns away wrath.
turns away wrath. Thank you. And so, senior moment. But one of the things that we have to again say, and it will be healthy. It will be a healthy confrontation. But if you're not thinking, and I think that's the main thing that we have to first do is think, and before we be emotional, think. And if you think, then now you have time to control what you say, because a soft answer turns away wrath. And if you saying something harsh to me, and I'm saying something harsh to you, then we don't solve anything, and it's just gonna get heated. Right. So therefore, someone have to be the God in the situation.
Wow.
And I think too, it's all in how you approach the situation and approach people. Because I can come to you and I can say something to you and then mean it one way, but then you took it another way. It's all in your approach. It's you can say, well, Sister Jones or Isha or whatever you want to call me, say, well, listen, can I speak to you on the side, but not with 15 people around where a scene can be caused and other people can put their input in. You know, you can put me to the side and say, hey, you know, on this day, you said this and this and this. This is how I felt about it. But then, I need to be listening to understand and not to respond. That's the problem. We listen, let me just be honest with you, I have a problem with that. And I still struggle with that. And I think I'm very open and honest about my struggles and what the things that I deal with. Because sometimes I'm ready to just cut you off before you can even say anything to me. You know, I've been working on Lord Jesus. I sure need your help. Yes, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. But you know, it's all in your approach. And then sometimes, we have to check our own ego.
There you go.
Because sometimes we're too prideful to say, I'm sorry when you're wrong. Me. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It just takes that, well, if I offended you, I do apologize. I sincerely apologize. But this is what I meant by it. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't mean any harm. But sometimes, like I say, if you're so quick to just talk instead of listening, then you'll never get anything resolved. And that goes for and that goes for everyday life, friendship, when you're at work, even if you have situationships, it works in those too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, true. Hello, somebody. Let's be real about it.
Anywho.
But on a serious note, though, to piggyback off of what Ish said, when confronting an issue, when addressing an issue, the main foundation, the main goal should be resolution, forgiveness, progression.
Yes.
You have to just resolve the issue. Brent, let's say, hypothetically, you stepped on my toe. You know, I'm not gonna say, Brandon stepped on my toe. Who does he think he is? Immediately, I'm gonna develop some type of way about you. I'm gonna feel some type of way about you while you going on, minding your business, walking still, not even knowing that you stepped on my toe, but yet I'm still sitting back there mad. While you are moving forward, minding your business, I'm still back there mad. That's where the resolution part comes in. Okay, I'm Brandon, bro, listen. I was sitting right there in the back. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but you stepped on my toe. Were you in a hurry? Whatever. Forgiveness. Oh, sis, I'm sorry. Like, forgive me. You know, We can move on. We can move forward. Progression. Okay, have a good day. It's so easy to do that, but like, there's a pride thing.
But then sometimes too, we are the kind of people where we harbor ill feelings. If something happens to us, and you said something to me, or you just look at me wrong, and I felt a certain kind of way, it's like you said, instead of addressing the issue right then, we just harbor those feelings. And so they just get worse and worse. And every time I see you now, I'm just gonna think about what you said to me or the way you looked at me. So it's gonna make me even madder.
Yes.
And so instead of, in all honesty, I'm only hurting myself
There you go.
because I'm not hurting you. Because this is the way I feel about you, it's not the way you feel about me. You know, so in the end, it's just I'm hurting myself by harboring these ill
But see,
feelings.
and that brings me to a point to where, you know, we often find ourselves having a confrontation within ourselves.
Yes.
You know, and so Brandon, I want, if you can speak on that, help somebody who might be having a confrontation within themselves and they just have this daily dialogue of this issue that they just can't get over.
Regret.
You know, they either, whether it was regret or a past relationship or you know, their parents, you know, they got in a big fight with their parents or whatever. They having this daily dialogue and they just can't move forward. Tell the people, how can they move forward from a conversation or confrontation within themselves?
Well, the first thing I would say is, you know, they got to forgive, you know, find forgiveness within themselves. That's where your freedom is going to come from. You can't wait from the outside source to forgive, you know. You have to do that within yourself. Once you find forgiveness and within yourself, then you can move on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we're stuck in bondage and we're stuck in the offense or we're stuck in this person did something to me, and it's order for us to forgive ourselves. When we do that, then, you know, we can move forward. But until we find that forgiveness within ourselves, we can never move. We can never move from that place. We'll be stuck in bondage because we're waiting on somebody else to say, you know, I'm sorry. You have to forgive yourself first.
And a lot of times that might not ever happen because they might not feel that they wronged you.
Right.
They might have felt like, hey, I was in the right.
And so now you're in bondage.
Yeah.
Now you're in bondage and you're waiting on them to bring the key to open up the forgiveness gate for you. And, you know, they may not never show up. And if they don't show up, you're still bondage and held back.
Yes.
So you got to forgive yourself.
What's your take on a person that's having conflict within themselves? How can they, from your perspective, move past that?
Well, I think, you know, there's a scripture that we love, a quote, and it says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. But the question that I would have for people who love to quote that is, are you the weapon?
Ooh, child.
Woo! Flash that across the screen.
Hashtag, are you the weapon?
Are you the weapon formed against yourself?
Wow.
That's good.
Because oftentimes we're being formed while we're in our mother's womb before we even come out. We're being formed as we're little children running around and people say negative things to you, and they are forming and shaping us as a weapon against ourselves with low self-esteem, low self-confidence. We don't believe in ourselves. We hate ourselves. We want to be somebody else. We want to be like somebody else. We want to do what somebody else is doing. We want to live somebody else's life. You are a weapon against yourself.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And the only way that you can fight that is to realize that first.
Yes.
Is that I am the one who is fighting myself. It ain't nobody else's fault.
I'm hindering myself.
I can't blame nobody else. I can't put this on nobody else. But I've been talking down and bad about myself all my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I am the weapon formed against me.
Yeah. And like you said, in order to change that, you must first look into the mirror and examine yourself. You
Yes,
know,
absolutely.
and my thing is this too, and it's okay to have healthy dialogue, and it's okay to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
We may not agree on everything, but that should not cause a rift or a rap in a friendship or a relationship or whatever it is. You can agree to disagree, but it's okay to have healthy dialogue. Everything doesn't always have to be so negative.
Especially when it's so hard to have that conversation within yourself, and not only within yourself, but with the person who wronged you.
Yeah.
You know, when I was younger, I was molested, and it was by a family member. And for the longest, I would look at this person like, I don't like you. I mean, like, I had a disdain, like a literal disdain. Whenever I saw this person, like, my whole attitude just change, and I didn't get I'm sorry, I didn't get I wasn't in my right state of mind. I didn't get any of that. But recently, a few years ago, when I got older, I said, I forgive you. I forgive you. Without any prompting, without any doors being open to that conversation, I just walked up to my cousin and I said, you know what? Forgive him. And then I walked on. And not only did that free me, but that freed him as well. Forgiveness isn't solely for you, but it's for the glory of God. It's to show others that, okay, there is a God, He is loving, He is just, and He is forgiving. So if that person can forgive this man over here who did this to her as a child, then the love that God has for me and the love that He's going to show me surpasses every single circumstance. So I think that when you walk into confrontation and when you walk into different situations as it relates to your personal life, as it relates to scarring, you have to go in with the mind of, okay, maybe it was me. Maybe I was bitter too long. Maybe I held on to this for too long. You have to let it go. You have to let it go in order to move forward. I think that's forgiveness is, for me, is the most healthiest key for healthy dialogue and healthy confrontation.
Forgiveness is for all of us, and that's one of the things that we must do. Is we must, number one, like you said earlier, is forgive ourselves. And then when we forgive ourselves, then forgive the next man or the next person or the person that offended us. A lot of times we can get so offended, and sometimes people don't have to offend you. You just feel like they offended you because you got issues within yourself. And so therefore you have to resolve the issues that is going on with you. And then now, because I can say something to you and it may not be offensive at all, but because I'm dealing with things within me, I got this warfare, I got this thing in me that I have to resolve, and now I accept it. First of all, you have to accept what's going on with you. If you keep saying, it ain't me, it ain't got nothing going on with me, ain't nothing wrong with me, then you would never get healing nor help or be delivered from that. So you have to first accept what is going on within you. And then when you accept what's going on with you, then look at it and be willing to change. Now, it won't be easy. It won't be easy to accept that because nobody like to say to themselves, you this and you that, or you dealing with this. But when you accept that, and then now you deal with this thing on the inside, now whatever you say to me, I can handle it. Because again, you cannot offend me unless I give you power to do it. And so therefore, if I have given you that power to offend me, then that is something inside of me that's going wrong.
It's not okay. I'm not okay with it.
And so therefore, now I have to really deal with what's going on with me. Because you can say things to me, if that's not me, that's not me. So it won't offend me. But if it's offend me, then it's attaching to something that is already in me. Yeah, and it found a place in me, it found something in there. And so now it is my job to find out what is in there. What is in there. So once I find out what is inside of me, then it's my job to get it out of me. And so when we do that, because everybody goes through a whole lot of stuff, like Pastor was saying, that we come up in a negative world. We come up with people saying that you ain't this, you will never be this, you never do that. And then we have low self-esteem. And when you're dealing with low self-esteem, I think that's one of the deadliest things that you can really deal with. Because again, you're your own weapon. You're killing yourself. And so therefore now, I encourage everyone to take a moment and to look within. The scripture says something like this. The scripture says, let every man examine himself. And so when we begin to examine ourselves and begin to see what in us, don't deny it. Don't deny it, accept it. Say, yeah, this is me. Now God, help me to deal with this. Help me to change. Help me to bring this out, and so that I can get rid of it, so that I can be a better person, so that when someone do something to me or say something to me, I always can take the high road.
You know what? And that is in today's society, taking the high road is the bad thing to do nowadays.
Yeah.
Now it's more about getting payback. Oh, I got to get you back because you said this, you did me this way. What about taking the high road? You know, that taking the high road does not make you weak.
There you go.
No.
It actually shows that you're stronger because you're able to think through things. You're able to look at the bigger picture and say, if I come to him this way, then this has the potential of going. It has the potential of going left. Now it's a myriad of things that can go wrong. Now I'm put myself in a place that I don't want to be.
And people expect it.
Yeah, exactly.
They expect it. They want that to happen.
In a place that you don't want to be. All because of a decision to not take the high road and say, you know what, I'm going to be better than that. If you want to act this way, then you stay over there. I'm going to keep moving forward and I'm going to keep going. Now, when you work out your personal issue, then we can talk. But until then, I'm going to keep working out my personal issues, keep moving forward, keep recognizing that I don't have it all together, and work, you know, and ask God, say, hey God, listen, I have my issues, I need you to help me. Now what I can control, I'm going to control and I'm going to do. Now what I can't do, God, I need you to help me do. Now, and that's the thing we take, and this is another podcast, y'all, another topic, is taking back your power. Because you need to take back your power. What gets me power is, I come across a lot of people who say, well, I don't know, well, you know, this and this, that, and I don't think I can do it. You crazy? You are this powerful human being. Science still don't understand the capabilities of the human body. They still can't comprehend the full picture or the full potential of the human brain. So it's so much untapped potential of you and so much power that you possess that if you keep giving it away, then of course you're going to find yourself in bad positions, in negative positions. But if you take back your power and say, I am going to be this, or I am going to make sure that you're not going to hurt me, or I am going to become anything that I want to become, then that's when you become God on earth. That's what I feel.
But the problem is, though, with a lot of people is that they're going to stay in the same place because they are afraid to accept what is on the inside of them.
Absolutely.
Which is going to continuously stunt their growth. Because like you said, if you can't accept it, work on it and move forward, you're going to be stuck in the same position. And so I can come by and say, hey, how you doing? But you don't like how I said it, now you're offended.
Yes.
Because you don't want to accept what, and then, like I said, that's the problem with people today. And that's why we can't take the high road, because we don't want to accept what we're dealing with inside. And that's the problem. And if you can get people to realize, okay, let me sit myself down. Let me examine myself from head to toe and back to head, you know, over and over again. And you got to figure out whatever you said, why is this triggering me?
Yes.
What have I done to someone else? And then someone else came back and did the same thing to me, and now I'm so offended and I'm so hurt. What have I done to someone else to receive this? You get what I'm saying? We first must start with ourselves.
Oh, of course.
It's a boomerang effect.
Oh yeah, and it's like you say, this is going to be another podcast, y'all, taking back the power. So we're going to have to get this panel again, because man, I believe that taking back your power is going to be an amazing, epic. I mean, it's going to be off the charts. But just staying back to this, what you was going to say?
Again, we have to accept the fact that we all have issues and we all have things going on the inside. And we have to really deal with them. We can't do it alone. And I think most of the time we feel that we can fix this by ourselves or we can fix this alone. You cannot. You need God's help. You need God's help. And then God always brings people around you in your life to help you fix this. And one of the things that I found out that it's very difficult for people to be vulnerable to someone else.
Yes.
Because you feel that person will betray you.
Yes.
And so therefore you would not accept the help that God would send you. And so you would just climb up and you say, well, you know, I'll be all right and everything will be all right, and go from day to day to day to day living in misery. you're miserable, and so many people are miserable today because they don't want to open up or they can't open up. It is because that, again, the people that they hang around is not trusted. They can't trust the people that they hang around. And so therefore, they can't really be vulnerable. And then if someone comes that God will send to you to help you work on who you are and to deal with you, then now you won't open up to them anymore than your friends or the ones you're hanging around. Because again, you will feel like, okay, they will betray me, they will know all this about me, they will look at me different, they will begin to think about me like this or say something about me or talk about me. But one of the things, you have to overcome all that. My saying is, make sure you make yourself free. You get free. You get free. You get free. Because if you don't free yourself and get in a position where you're free, then you can't help no one else. And you will always be offended.
Always.
You will always be offended. One of the things I would say is that when you're having a healthy dialogue, you cannot have a healthy dialogue with an angry person. It don't work. It's impossible. So therefore now what you have to do is you have to leave the situation. Leave the situation and pray. Pray for that person and pray for the opportunity for you to come back together when everything done cool off and now you can sit down and talk. But you cannot, there is nothing healthy if people are angry. So if that person is angry, you can never ever get anything solved. So you have to really just get away from the whole situation. And I think that's where most of the time we try to stick there and prove or get our point across and that person is trying to get their point across, you trying to get your point across, and now anger has set in and you never solve anything. So in order to be healthy, you must be calm.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there you have it, folks. Everything you need to know how to resolve confrontation healthy and to move forward. You know, it's a choice. Move forward.
Everything in life is a choice.
You don't have to be this way. You don't have to let this keep bothering you day in and day out. You can move forward. You can keep going. You don't have to stress. You don't have to worry about anything. It's a choice. So make the choice to be happy. Make the choice to move forward. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Tony J. Thank you.
Love you.
Let's
be free.